Okay, it's Victoria Day Monday, 2021. And of course, we're still in a COVID lockdown, which gives us more time for gardening and outdoor activities. We're starting on our raised bed. The season was early and hot, as you all know. So we've already been through our tulips and we've already been through our daffodils. We find things like our irises are coming out very early. And our columbines are all in full bloom. This bush is fully flowered. You can see the hydrangea blooming out. Hollyhocks coming up big already. Now the front end of the garden is seeded. So while we get all these perennials up, coming up now, and then as they rotate, then the seeded flowers will come up afterwards to give us color when the others are done. There's our traditional hanging basket, courtesy of the Home Depot. There's a little plug for you. Other things are just starting to grow and get ready. The clematis have come up quite a bit already. Again, that early spring and that really hot weather we had are really bringing things up. Little front gardens, everything came up nicely. This is the bush we had in our video last year. We transplanted from the side of the house, doing very well, very happy there. Hostas are just going incredibly big early this year. When I show you the ones in the back by the pond, you'll see how fast and how full they are already. Here's our iris bed. You can see them all just about ready to pop. As with the tulips, there's early ones, middle and late, so there's always a few of them coming up and going at any time. Things just starting to come here. Christine was afraid that this bush had died. It's just late. Some of it's already flowered, some of it's just budding. But it looks like it'll put on a nice show once it gets really going. Around the side of the house, there's another hosta, very big already. Peonies have bulbs on them already. These things are going to pop very soon. So I'd say everything is a few weeks ahead of its normal time this year. This is our side plot. We've got beans against the gate, beans against the wall, and we have a few squash and watermelon that we're trying out here. Our little side holding garden, you can see our poppies have expanded and they're ready to literally pop. Rose bush we moved over here, doing very nicely. There's Buddy. Say hello, Buddy. Hey, Bub. Okay. Arbor remains in place. We're going to plant beans on this side only, out of the ground. They did better than they did off the basket on this side. So we're going to bring them up and hopefully they'll come over the top. We've converted this garden to be part ornamental, part vegetable. So there's always something nice to look at and possibly things to eat. We have beans that are going to come up along the fence and climb the fence. Some of the irises she split last year from the front gardens. These little plants were given to her by our neighbor. They were access to their needs. We've had our daffodils come and go already. More irises in the back. Some of these guys are blooming onions, which will be coming up later. And then we have some early ones that are all ready to come out over here. Big peony bush, you can see the bulbs coming on them. Over here, we have peppers and hot peppers that Christine started from seed indoors. Nasturtiums in the front, also coming up from seed. Ferns, really nice show of ferns this year. We had fiddleheads. It's a buddy break. Usual lily of the valley, the ferns, the hostas. This lilac bush was trimmed last year heavily, so it didn't flower this year, but it kind of matches the bush next to it. Back here, same kind of bushes you saw out the front. Columbines, more poppies, lilies, ground cover's already blossoming. Try to keep this garden fairly low maintenance, perennials, you know, something coloring at any time. Another nice bed of poppies ready to go. These are a double poppy. Christine says they're kind of rare, and they're very, very attractive when they come out. Another mature peony bush. Buddy takes the name Peony very seriously, because every time he passes it, he pees on it. Ground cover flowers cascading down the rocks, all nice and bloom. And another peony bush. You can see the colors coming out in the bulbs. They're ready to pop. Get another warm spell like we did last week. They're gone. Like it's not even the end of May yet. And look at these hostas. They're already huge around our pond. And we already had a couple of poppies that came out. Whole bunch around them ready to go. These little fences that Christine put up keep Buddy away from them, keep him from damaging them, and they're thriving now. Had a little trouble with our retaining wall. It was bowing out, the dirt was coming down the hill and pushing it up, so I used some cabling and some eye bolts in the back of the fence, and I took them up and put them into eye bolts and these trunks up on the tree, and we tighten the guide wire so that it's pulling from the back now against the pressure against it, so hopefully that will keep it up for many years. And the vertical 2x4s we attached to accomplish just kind of give it a finished look that might have been lacking before. Over to the gardens are just going in today. Some of the seeds are already in play. It's all planned out where the tomato plants are going. All the cages are set up for them. There's the little plant sitting there ready to go in. She planted a row of sunflower seeds in that trench all along the fence. If they're those big giant ones like we had last year. Some more perennial stuff coming up. Our chives are in flower already. It's way too early for that. The herb garden. Dill. We had a great harvest of dill last year. We planted even more. Squash under that trellis. We got rid of our old wooden teepee and we put up these metal trellises to grow up. Our mature clematis is going. These are all beans along the fence, coming up quick because of that heat. There's our garlic bed. So there's that row of very big garlic. To the right of it will be lettuce, and when the lettuce is done, we'll split and plant more garlic. That'll be a full garlic bed eventually. And we have hot peppers and things planted into that little triangle garden. And these things are just tall yellow flowers. So that's mostly it. There's some more tomato plants ready to go in the ground today. It's been an interesting year for gardening so far. There's our deck arrangement. In the space of 1 week, we went from having our heat on to our air conditioning. So you can imagine what that's done for the plants. And always our view from the deck. We like to sit out here and look over our work. Toucan.
It's a chilly morning, but those tomatoes are going in. That's right. It's the law. And the 24th, it all has to go in, or else.